Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So student, in the previous class we had completed with the kinetic energy. We have understood that what is a kinetic energy. So kinetic energy is half mv square. It means it is directly proportional to mass as well as that of the velocity. Now we are going to understand that of the potential energy. Now see, if anything which is lying on the ground, if suppose a marker is there and it is lying on the ground, and when you take this marker to or when we lift up this marker to a certain height, now what happened? Here, for lifting up the marker, we are actually applying a work on it. We are doing a work on it, and this work for lifting this one to a particular height, actually it is stored in the form of energy, and this stored form of energy is called as potential energy. So anything which we are lifting up, students, and suppose we had lifted an object and keep it on a building, then what happened? We had applied a work on it, and this work is stored in the form of an energy, and this energy is called as the gravitational potential energy. Why it is called as a potential energy? Now since the energy is work against that of the gravity, that's why it is called as a gravitational potential energy. Okay, so work which is done against gravity, that will be stored in the form of energy which is called as a gravitational potential energy. Now we have taken a rubber. Suppose this is a rubber. Now when you stretch it, so actually when you stretch it, you are applying a work on it. You are doing a work on it because you are applying a force, and that will be what? That will be work only. So you are applying a work on this rubber. What happened afterward? When you leave it, it will again come back to its shape or size. So basically we had applied a work, we had done a work on it, and this work is again stored in the form of a energy which is called as the gravitational energy. And since this here, the gravitational energy is because of the elasticity of the rubber, that's why it is called as a elastic potential energy. Okay, so this potential energy occur because of the elasticity, that's why it is called as a elastic potential energy. So on the basis of that, lot of things are there. Winding of the spring. When we wind the spring, then we are actually doing a work, and this work is stored in the form of energy. What happened afterward? Again it can wind. The spring can unwind. Okay, when the vehicles move. Not only this, anything, students, you can take when we stretch that of gulal, okay, which we also call as a catapult. So when we stretch a catapult, then what happened? While stretching it back, we are actually doing a work on it, and when we do the work, we are actually changing the shape of it. Okay, and after releasing the stone will come forward, so it will again come back to its own shape. So the work which we had applied, it's a gravitational force, and this gravitational force will get converted into the the work which we had applied is the potential energy, and this energy will be released in the form of a kinetic energy. So in both the cases, student, what you have to observe that either we will take an object to certain height, or we are stretching anything. So when we are changing the position or when we are changing the shape, a kind of energy gets stored in the body. That energy is called as the potential energy. Okay, so we can say that potential energy is what? Stored form of energy. Stored form of energy is called as a potential energy. Now see, we can also define this that the energy the energy of a body due to its position, or change in shape. Due to its position or change in shape is known as potential energy. Is known as potential energy. So you can see that the energy which is possessed by the body, which is there in the body due to the change in the position or due to the change in the shape, that we call as a potential energy, students. Okay, now what happened afterwards? Suppose you have taken any object at a certain height and you dropped it. Then the potential energy which was present in that of the body will get converted into the kinetic energy. So at that time, when it was at a certain height, the potential energy was maximum. But when it starts falling down, at that time the kinetic energy will become maximum while the potential energy becomes minimum. Okay, so anything where the energy is stored, that is the potential energy, and this stored energy is due to the change in the position or change in the shape of the body. Okay, that is called as a stored form of energy, which is potential energy. Now, there are some of the bodies which used to show both kinds of energies. It means the gravitational as well as the potential energy. What are the different examples there, students? Suppose a man is climbing a hill. So he is walking. So when he is walking, the energy is there, is the kinetic energy. And when he is moving in a higher place at a higher position, so that will be our potential energy. So here he is carrying both of them, potential as well as kinetic energy, although the number varies with them. In example, flying of a bird. So when a bird fly, there is a force which is acting because it is at a height. So potential energy is there in the body of the bird, as well as since it is moving, it is flying, so kinetic energy. Flying of a kite. So kite is also having the gravitational as well as the potential energy, having good height and moving. So that will make it to have a kinetic energy also. So we can say here that a body can have both the energies, kinetic as well as potential. Kinetic as well as potential energy. So body, when it is having the gravitational potential, when it is kept at a certain height, if it is moving, it is having, when it is kept at a height, it is called as a gravitational potential energy. When elasticity is there, then elastic potential energy. When it is moving, then kinetic energy. Now let us see that how we can calculate the formula of the potential energy. Now you see here, student, in the previous class when we were talking about the gravitational energy, we said that so in the previous one, students, we have seen in case of a work done that when we are applying work or when we are doing work against gravity, that work will be equals to mgh, right? And we also came to know that how does it came through the previous chapter, that is gravitational force. Now see here, if we're talking about that we are doing a work against gravity, so when we are lifting anything, we are doing work on it and that work is against the gravity. So it is also having a stored energy in it. That stored form of energy is called as the potential energy. So we can say that gravitational energy will also be equals to the work, the potential energy is also equals to the work, which is equals to mass into gravitational acceleration due to gravity into height. Okay, so since we know that work is equals to energy, so what kind of energy is there, student? So work energy is the work is done on an object to change its position, and that is against the gravity. So here the work will be equal to the potential energy. Okay. Okay, so work will be equals to potential energy. So this is the what? This is the formula of the potential energy. That is, if the mass is given, acceleration due to gravity is given, and height is given, we are able to calculate the potential energy. Now let us see some of the questions which is related to the potential energy. So if the question is, that is, a bag of wheat weighs 200 kg. 200 kg. To what height should it be raised? Should it be raised so that its potential energy may be 9800 joule. Here the acceleration due to gravity that we will take is 9.8 meter per second. So a bag of a wheat weighs 200 kg. So here mass is given, right? We can write here what are the things which is given. So given mass is given, that is 200 kg, and to what height should it raise so that its potential energy will become 9800 joule. So potential energy is given, that is 9800 joule, and G is given as 9.8 meter per second. We have to calculate the height. We know the formula, potential energy is equals to mgh. What is the value of the potential energy here? It is 9800. This will be equals to 200 into 9.8 into height. Or we can write it that 9800 divided by 200 into 9.8 is equals to height. Now when we remove this point decimal, 10 will goes to the numerator. Now this 0 will cancel each other and it will become 10. 5. So here height will be equals to 5 meter. Okay. So potential energy is equals to mgh, and with the help of this formula we get the value of the height, that is 5 meter. Let us see another question. So if the question is that if acceleration due to gravity is 10 meter per second square, 10 meter per second square, what will be the potential energy of a body? What will be the potential energy of the body of the body of mass 1 kg kept at a height of 5 meter. Question is really very easy. We know that what are the things which is given? Acceleration due to gravity is equals to 10 meter per second square. And potential energy that we have to find it, mass is given is equals to 1 kg and height is given that is equals to 5 meter. Simply putting all the thing in the value, potential energy is equals to mgh. So potential energy will also be equals to mass is 1, acceleration due to gravity is 10 and height is 5. So potential energy will be equals to 50 joule. That is 50 joule. So this is how the question came. Out of the 4 component, if any of the 3 component of the formula is given, it will be quite easy for us to get the value. Moving on, let us see that what is power. What is power? Okay, so suppose a person is there and he have to lift a chair, or he'll have to lift or a luggage only, and he has picked up the luggage and he has done the work on it. He has taken that luggage to a certain distance in 2 minutes, and the other person is taking the same luggage and he is taking about 10 minutes to take the same distance which was covered by the first person. Or in another word we can say that an old person is there. So the rate of doing the work, it means he used to complete his work. And it takes longer time to complete his work, while a young person need less amount of a time to complete the same amount of a work, right? So here what is the variation? Work is the same, both of them are doing the work, but one is doing the work fast than the other one. It means one is doing the work within time and the other is taking more time, right? So here what is the difference is the rate. Work both of them doing, but the rate of doing work varies, and this rate of doing work is what is the power. How much work you are performing in a particular time, that is the power. That is the rate at which you are doing the work. So we can say the definition here, power is rate of doing work. Rate of doing work is power. Okay, so we can write here that power is equals to work done on an object in particular time taken. So power is equals to work done upon time taken, or power is equals to W upon T. W is the work done and T is the time. Now, this is one of the formula. We know that the amount of a work we used to do on an object, it will be equals to the energy consumed by it. So on the basis of that, we can also say is that work is equals to what? That is equals to energy consumed. So we can say here that power is equals to energy upon energy consumed upon time taken. Okay, or we can say power is equals to E upon T. Work done upon time taken, or E upon T. So power is what? Either the rate of doing work or the rate at which energy is consumed. That is also power. Now, power is what, student? Power is a scalar quantity. It means it only gives us the magnitude but does not tell about the direction. It is a scalar quantity. Now let us see what is the unit of the power. So basically, if you see here in the formula itself, formula is power is equals to W upon T, and work done is equals to what? That is equals to, work is equals to what? Joule, and time is second. So we can say power is equals to joule per second. Okay. So this is one of the unit. The second unit is, the SI unit of power is watt. It was given by the name of James Watt. Okay. So he has discovered the electric bulb, and because of that the name was given by on his name, that is Watt. Okay, so we represented by, power is represented by watt. Now suppose you are supplying, or you are giving or a bulb is there which is consuming an energy of 1 joule in 1 second. So what will be the power? So power is equals to 1 joule, so represented by 1, upon in 1 second, so it is also represented by 1. So power will be equals to 1 watt. Okay, so we can say here that power is equals to 1 watt, or 1 watt of a power is equals to the 1 joule of energy is consumed in 1 second by an object. That will be defined as a 1 watt. Okay. Now, whenever we say is that, okay, this appliance or this particular object is having this much amount of a watt. It means, if suppose here it is given that an appliance is there which is having a power of a 60 watt. What does that mean? It means it is consuming 60 joule of energy in 1 second, or 60 joule of energy is consumed by the appliance or the object in per second, okay, or in 1 second. That is what, that will be equals to the 60 watt. Okay, so if it is 120 watt, it means 120 amount of energy is consumed by that of the particular object in 1 second or per second. Okay, so this is how we can calculate the value of the power. Now, if the watt is given, if the watt is in the smaller amount, then we can simply write it. But if it is a larger amount, so instead of using the watt, we will use kilowatt. And 1 kilowatt is equals to 1000 watt. Okay. Here another one is there, 1 megawatt. And megawatt is equals to 10 lakh, 10 the power 6 watt. So if it is given in a kilowatt and answer is asked in the joule, we can simply convert it into the watt again and get the value. Okay, so this is about the power, students. There is another thing, another unit of the power which we call as a horsepower. And horsepower, it is equals to 1 horsepower is equals to 746 watt. Generally we use it for vehicles. Okay, so this is the power. Now let us see some of the numericals related to power. Question is that what is the power of a pump? What is the power of a pump which takes 10 seconds, which takes 10 seconds to lift 100 kg of water to water tank situated at a height of 20 meter. Situated at a height of 20 meter. Here the value of the G is given as 10 meter per second square. Okay. So solution of that. So what we have to find is the power of the pump. It takes about 10 seconds. So the thing which is given is time, and time is equals to 10 seconds to lift 100 kg. So mass is given as a 100 kg to water tank situated at a height of 20 meters. So height is given, that is 20 meter, and value of G is given as a 10 meter per second square. We have to find here the power. We know that power is equals to work done upon time taken. And work, what is the work is doing here? What kind of a work is applied here, students? So the work done is actually done against the gravity, because we are lifting the pump. We are lifting the water. Sorry, the pump is lifting the water. So lifting, it means it is taking it to a heighted place or to a higher place. So height is keeps on increasing. Ultimately, the work is done against the force of gravity. So W will be equals to mass into acceleration due to gravity into height, and this will be equals to mass is given as a 100 kg, acceleration due to gravity is given as a 10, and height is given as a 20, and this will be equals to 20,000 joule. So work is 20,000 joule. Now let us see the power. So I am solving it here. Power will be equals to 20,000 upon time is also given, which is 10 seconds. 10 seconds. So this power will be equals to 2000 watt. We can also write it power, because 1 kilowatt is equals to 1000. So 2000 watt, we can represent it in a kilowatt also, although this answer is also correct, students. So we can write it as a 1 kilowatt. Either you can write it watt or you can write it kilowatts. Okay. So this is how you can find the power, and if the work is given, you can simply find it. If suppose, students, we are dropping anything from a height, at that time it will comes to the kinetic energy and velocity is given. So again, using the work, we can use the formula now, kinetic energy, that is half mv square, and by getting the value of the work, we can simply put the value here and divide it by the time taken, and we will get the value of the power here, students. Okay. The next that we will going to understand tomorrow is transformation of energy.